Some says Tamangs were the horse-riding warriors of Tibet. King Srongtseng Gampo of Tibet, when invading Kathmandu in the 7th century, brought Tamang people as a cavalry division post-war, and some of the groups, however, settled on the way. After the Tibetan king Srongtseng Gampo invaded the south in 640 and began occupying the northern parts of Nepal, the then king Angsuvarma of Nepal wisely married his daughter Brikuti to the Tibetan king Srongtseng Gampo and established diplomatic relations between the two countries. King Srongtseng Gampo then returned to Tibet with Princess Brikuti. Some of the cavalry that came with the Tibetan king Srongtseng Gampo returned to Tibet, while a large number of cavalry remained in Nepal. The cavalry was called Tamang. It is said that the same Tamang became Tamang in the future. It is believed that they were the ancestors of the Tamangs of Nepal. Similarly, towards the end of Angsubarma's reign, Udayadev, the heir to the throne, was overthrown by Bhimarjun Dev and Vishnugupta. The exiled Udayadev took refuge in Tibet, where he was honorably granted asylum by kings of Tibet's Srongtseng Gampo. Udayadev, who took refuge with his family, died there in Tibet. His son Narendra Dev came to Nepal around 780 with the cavalry of Bothe and regained his ancestral throne. The cavalry that came to the aid of Narendra Dev found it difficult to return due to huge mountain ranges. Also, they liked the climate of Nepal, the fertile natural beauty, and the people living here, and started living in Nepal. Even the historians define the present Tamangs in Nepal are evolved 2,800 years ago from parts of Mongolia. The history of Nepal states that the enlightened Manjushri made an ancient adopt of Tamang in Yambu or Kathmandu. According to historical data, the Tamang clan people are the original people of Yambu or the Kathmandu Valley. The old song of the Tamangs, Gyanaka Kyamse Pempa Kajiem, or the one who came from China, says that the Tamangs are the oldest people in the Yambu region or Kathmandu. It seems obvious that the Mongols, who came from the northern regions 30,000 years ago and settled in Yambu, Kathmandu Valley, are today's Tamang. The Tamangs were originally a group of Tibetan cavalry. They led an expedition to the famous Magadha city in order to obtain the Buddhist relic. With the relic, the victorious army returned to Tibet. Some of the groups, however, settled on the way. It is believed that they were the ancestors of the Tamangs of Nepal. This fact is supported by striking similarities in attire, culture, customs, language, religion, script, etc. between the Tamangs and the Bhutias. Tamang may be derived from the word Tamag, where Ta means horse and Mag means warrior in Tibetan. The Tamangs, who have lived in the hills outside the Kathmandu Valley since ages, have been mentioned in various Nepalese and colonial historical records under a variety of names such as Bote, Lama, Murmi, Se, some of which terms erroneously conflate the Tamangs with Tibetans. Meanwhile, the Tibetans call Tamang people Rongpa, meaning foreigners. Various Gorkha rulers led campaign against the Tamangs, who resisted fiercely. The Gorkha Vangshavali provides details of battles with the Bhotias of a variety of principalities between 1606 and 1762. In 1739, a Tamang ruler named Ghale Bhotia attacked Narabhupal Saha, king of Gorkha and father of King Prithvinarayan Saha, as he was marching towards Nuwakot. King of Gorkha, Narabhupal Saha, also fought several battles against Golma Ghale of Dharing. It seems that Prithvinarayan Saha initially made a policy of encircling the valley by taking the small kingdom around to capture the valley. For this, Prithvinarayan Saha seems to have made systematic and serious preparation to invade Timalkot, which was inhabited by the Tamangs and ruled by Tamangs in 1762. The then Tamang king, the local ruler Rinching Dorje, was also killed. Local ruler Rinching Dorje has been informed to come to Sunkosi River unarmed under the pretext of signing a peace agreement. The local ruler Rinching Dorje reached there, But the Gorkhalis snatched the weapon hidden in the sand on the banks of the Sunkosi and killed his people, including Rinching Dorje. The head of the local ruler, Rinching Dorje, was swept away in the Sunkosi river. Afterwards, the Gorkhas washed their weapons in springs as Dapsa Kuwa Pani, and this is why to modern day Tamangs do not drink there. In this battle, the Tamang army suffered heavy losses. The Gorkhali side also suffered small losses. Jang Bahadur Rana's great-grandfather and Balabhadra Kunwar's big uncle, Commander Ramkrishna Kunwar's brother, lost his life during this battle. After the conquest of the Tamang region, their traditional land, known as Kipat to the Gorkhas, was granted to Gorkha generals or government officials who had pleased King Prithvinarayan Shah in some way, displacing the Tamangs from their own Kipat lands. Tamangs were also the traders of Tibet who were involved in Sino-Nepalese War. The war was initially fought between Nepalese Gorkhas and Tibetan Tamang armies over a trade dispute related to long-standing problems of low-quality coins manufactured by Nepal for Tibet. It is believed that Tibetan Tamangs who traveled to Nepal for trade purpose had settled in and around Kathmandu Valley during those times as well. At that time, it was customary to call the Tamangs and address them as Bote when writing the word used in the administrative form. Jangbir Lama Tamang, who enlisted in the army at that time after seeing and not being able to call and write openly, even though he was a Tamang, demanded the Rana Prime Minister Bhim Samsher to be addressed as Tamang instead of Bote. Earlier on, till 1989 BS, the Tamangs were banned from speaking and writing Tamang. This historic day, the 6th of Bhadra, is celebrated by the Tamang community every year as Tamang Identity Day. From that day onwards, the word Tamang was officially used in government office of Nepal and elsewhere. During the Rana period, various terms like Kat Bhutia, Murmi Bhutia, Lam Bhote, Bhotia, Bhotia, Murmi, Se, etc. were used for the Tamang caste. After the issuance of the proclamation, the word Tamang was used in the country and abroad. Sonam Losar is the main festival of Tamang. From a religious point of view, the Tamang caste is basically a follower of Mahayani Buddhism, Antarati Nyingma. But in ancient time, they believe in nature worshippers and the laws of nature. Thank you.